Yes, people, welcome back to another stream. Big one, this one. Pep Guardiola has been speaking about Kyle Walker and Kevin De Bruyne fitness update. Absolutely miraculous news on the Kevin De Bruyne situation. And miraculous, JP's back from his holiday, Briz.
I'm back. I've just been sneezing loads in the background then. I'm just like constantly sneezing, so I'm a bit, I sound a bit rough and my eyes are a bit pissy. But yes, I've returned. I'm back. I made it. I'm alive.
Well, let's get straight into the Kyle Walker situation then, because Kyle Walker, of course, is in this really weird situation now. We know that City have offered him a new contract, and that his initial reaction to that contract was one of like, wow, that's actually a pretty sick contract. Apparently, he was quite surprised at how good the contract was. Felt that the contract was very generous. Despite that, it wasn't generous enough for him to sign the contract there and then. We know that Bayern Munich have offered Kyle Walker a 2-year deal plus the option for a 3rd year. However, that contract has apparently pissed off quite a lot of Bayern Munich players, because the policy at Bayern Munich is any player over 30 only gets a 1-year contract extension. Therefore, by giving Kyle Walker 2 years, you got likes of Thomas Muller, them sort of players who are going, hang on, what's going on here? How come you giving him a 2-year contract?
Yeah.
Only giving him a 1-year contract. So there's some sort of infighting there. City obviously play Bayern Munich tomorrow. There's been talks that Kyle Walker won't play tomorrow. There's also been talks that Bayern Munich and City officials will talk tomorrow about the transfer. However, today in the press conference ahead of tomorrow's game against Bayern Munich, Pep Guardiola was asked about Kyle Walker's future. And this is exactly what he had to say about it. Let me just find it because he's been speaking quite a lot. Okay, so he says, first of all, he says, decisions are decisions. Oh, sorry, that was Ruben Diaz. Ruben Diaz was speaking about it as well. I'll come to in a sec. Pep Pep said this. He said he's a very important player for us. He has a very specific quality, formidable opponent out wide. That quality is irreplaceable. The clubs, speaking about Bayern Munich and City, are in touch. So he's confirmed that Bayern Munich and Manchester City are in talks about this, but we will fight for him. Then he was asked about whether or not Kyle Walker would play tomorrow, because there's been some rumours that Kyle Walker wouldn't play the game tomorrow. He said, well, he's our player. We need to play against Bayern with the best players. We hope he's going to stay here the whole season with us. So why should he not play? So the main news there, Pep Guardiola said, we are going to fight to keep Kyle Walker at Manchester City.
I thought Kyle Walker had already told or like informed Pep of his decision.
Well,
I thought I seen that he basically told Pep that he does want to go Bayern.
Yeah, well, we don't know what the conversation was. I mean, what about if it was like all right, Pep, Bayern have offered me a deal, and I'm kind of interested.
Yeah,
it might not.
Yeah,
might not have been
100%.
I'm going, because I don't know about you, but I think if that was the case, he wouldn't have played at the weekend. He wouldn't have played.
Because when I seen him again playing at the weekend, I was confused. I was like, that's a bit weird. Because if he'd have told Pep, surely Pep would be like, right, I'm going to play players that want to be here, not Kyle Walker who doesn't want to be here anymore.
Yeah, exactly. So I think it's probably just like, he's probably gone to Pep and be like, look, Bayern Munich have offered me a deal. I'm quite interested, but I've not made my mind up yet. I don't think he's made his mind up. I don't think he's fully made his mind up. I think he's still waiting. And obviously, City have offered him a very good deal as Pep Guardiola and Kyle Walker. The news and the rumours coming out that City have offered him a great deal, more than a 1-year contract that we've learned from our Gundogan era.
Yeah.
And he was very happy with the contract, but clearly he's still thinking about it. But, as Pep said, we want to fight to keep him at the club, and that's right. We need to, in my opinion, we should be doing everything possible to keep him. Yeah,
definitely. I think it's a big loss if we lose Kyle Walker. I know obviously we are moving out of this Kyle Walker phase with these 4 centre-backs or whatever it is, but he is very good for us. And he's been important in our last season as well. I'd love to keep Walker, but I guess it all depends. It's a weird transfer window, this, because we're kind of waiting on players to just make their own minds up. Rather than, it's not a situation where City have to make their mind up. They're putting contracts on the table for players like Bernardo Silva and Kyle Walker and stuff like that. But it's the players that are just taking their time. They need to decide. They need to decide what they want, innit?
Yeah, I think this bit here about playing tomorrow. I think if he plays tomorrow, surely that's unlikely that he's going Bayern, man. Because these games are for pre-season. It's to get players up to speed. If Kyle Walker plays for City tomorrow against Bayern Munich, and then we sell him like a couple of days later, it just sort of like, well, why are you doing that? You should be putting, because these minutes are valuable minutes. Like, players need to play to get the energy into them and like get the match sharp. Like, why are we helping Bayern Munich get Kyle Walker match fit? You know what I mean? If we think that Kyle Walker's going to Bayern Munich, he shouldn't play tomorrow, because that's just pointless. You should play Rico Lewis, play Calvin Phillips there, play anyone to get them more match fit. That's the whole point about pre-season, isn't it?
Do you think if Kyle Walker doesn't play tomorrow, then that's a bit of a telling sign then?
Yeah, I think so.
I especially with the fact that he played at the weekend, so we know he can play tomorrow. If he doesn't play, I think it's looking like
well, it depends. If he does what he did against Yokohama and does one half 10, the other half 10, and he doesn't play, then yes, 100%. Yeah. If he maybe changes it for this game and gives players 60 minutes and then doesn't take everyone off and only puts 5 on or something like that, then maybe obviously then you could look at it and say, well, he might just thought not to play him. Although I'd still be probably going Bayern. But yeah, if he does the same that he did against Yokohama and like full sends 2 different teams and he doesn't get on, then I think that's pretty telling. But yeah, it's going to be an interesting one, this Kyle Walker, because I got to say, guys, I will not be happy if we let him go for 13 million quid.
Is that the price?
That's the rumoured fee. It might even be euros as well, which is even worse. But yeah, if we let him go for 13 million, then that is just a joke.
Stinks. That
you know what I mean?
Stinks. 13 mil for Kyle Walker.
Yeah.
I mean, I get he's past his 30 point, innit? You know what I mean? How old is he? 32?
32,
yeah. Yeah, I get that, but he's worth more than 30 mil.
100%. Oh, he's 33. Just turned 33.
33. Yeah.
He's worth well more than 13 million, because, like I said, man, you got to ask yourself the question: if you come up against Mbappe, which you might not actually this year if he does go to Saudi, but if you come up against Mbappe or Vinny Jr., I'm telling you, man, I'm telling you, there's no other fullback in world football that you would rather have on the pitch than Kyle Walker. And then you got to ask yourself the question, well, how much is that worth? Do you know what I mean? Like, Vinicius Jr. skinned us when we played. Remember Fernandinho played right back?
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
you got to ask yourself the question, how much is it worth for one season? Put it this way. If Kyle Walker, right, was not available, or was available, he wasn't a Manchester City player, and you could get him for a 1 year, right? How much would you pay him for a sign-on bonus for that 1 year?
For that 1 year,
You know what I mean? Given the fact it's a free transfer, put it like that, you pay more than 13 million because you know for a fact that when you come up against the big players, the Luis Diaz's, obviously, who's back this year, Rashford's, Mbappe, Vinny Jr., those sort of players, that Kyle Walker's the first name on the team sheet. So you've got 13 million is a joke, and I'd rather lose him for free.
Yeah, that's silly money. That like I say, I'd rather keep him for the year, and because it's worth more than the 13 million to keep hold of him.
Yeah, 100%.
Obviously, I guess it all depends on like if he's kicking up a fuss to leave, innit? And
it does. I've seen a few people. They've taken this to the extremes now. Yeah, I mean, some fans are taking this thing to the extreme. So we know that City have this policy of if you don't want to be here, we'll sell you, right?
Yeah.
I'm now seeing fans taking this to the extremes and saying, yeah, but if Kyle Walker doesn't want to be here, then we'll sell him. That doesn't mean you got to sell him for 13 million quid.
You still got to get your value.
The policy of selling players if they don't want to be here doesn't mean that we just start discounting everyone. It means that, okay, we'll sell you, but this is the fee. This is your value. You don't just say, oh, yeah, you don't want to be here. All right, we'll sell you for 10 million quid. That's not the policy. So I'm seeing a few fans, in the comments or on Twitter and that who are taking it a little bit too far. And I know he's 33, but the facts are, like I've said many, many times, I can quite easily see Kyle Walker playing until he's 38 because he's an athlete. Look at him; he's absolutely ripped, mate. And like I said, when he does lose a little bit of pace or whatever, he'll move into centre back. I'm 99% sure he'll move to centre back because he's.
I reckon he could do the centre back role as well.
100%. He plays goalkeeper as well, isn't it? So,
so he just gets progressively further back until he's 38. Then he goes in net.
Yeah. But big up Xylan, man, for the 9 months member chat. By the way, guys, links in the description, pin comment if you want to get on that. He says, we need to keep Walker for the experience. Can't just rely on youth. We just lost Gundogan. Might lose Bernardo Silva. Can't lose all experience in one window. Of course, you didn't add Mahrez in there either, Xylan, who's obviously gone. So, you're absolutely right. You know what I mean? If you lose Mahrez, you lost Gundogan already. You lose Walker. And Bernardo's still up in the air. Like I don't know what's going to happen with Bernardo. No one knows. But if you lose all 4 of them, that's a lot of experience.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
What's the Mahrez situation? The last I seen that, I thought it was getting done. I thought it was like pretty much a done deal.
It is pretty much a done deal. I don't know what exactly they're waiting for. But it's a done deal, bro. Yeah, it's done. So I mean, he's not in the squad. He's not in this.
Of course.
So I don't know what they're doing. They're probably just waiting for some legal shit or something like that. Who knows? But yeah, that's a done deal. So yeah, sad news on the Walker thing. We just got to hope that Pep can persuade Walker to stay because I think it'll be a very disappointing if he ends up leaving this football club because he's a great player. And
I mean, tomorrow could be the biggest sign that we get from it. Tomorrow might be where we find out. Like you say, if he does a full switch of an 11 like at half time or 10 players at half time, and Kyle Walker doesn't get on either side of that, and we know he can play, we know he is fit, then you'd pretty much say the only reason he's not playing against Bayern is because that's where he's going.
Yeah. No, I agree. Big up Alex, man. So who do you want to be captain for next season? I think everyone wants Diaz, but
everyone wants Diaz, but it'll be De Bruyne, won't it?
Yeah, it's going to be De Bruyne, which I don't have a problem with. And it would be sick to see him lift the Champions League. That would be absolutely class. On Kevin De Bruyne, this is a madness recovery. I can't lie. But Kevin De Bruyne, who suffered a grade 3, I think it was, hamstring tear, was meant to miss the whole of pre-season. I wasn't meant to be back until like end of August, beginning of September. Is now miraculously in training. And as Pep Guardiola said after the Oklahoma game, could be playing in 2 weeks. And it looks like that he will be available probably for the Burnley game. He might not be available to start, but he'd probably be available on the bench. And it looks like not sending him to Kugat, who would have thought, has done absolute wonders because it looks like he's fine now, which is great news.
Yeah, it's pretty mad that. I think we was all expecting him to be out for quite a while. Definitely missed like the start of the season. But for him to be back is it's nice. Nice, it's good, man. Obviously, it's a bit of a rip that he's missing these preseason games. It's always preferable to have all your players in the preseason, but it is what it is. I'm just buzzing that we've got him back earlier than what we all expected.
Yeah, well, it's a lot better than missing it for September, isn't it? And back in training now. So I don't know. Maybe he could get 5 minutes tomorrow. Maybe that's probably too soon, to be honest, if today's his first day in training. But I'd imagine that he'll probably get some minutes against Atletico Madrid at the weekend. And then maybe Arsenal, which is a week on Sunday, the 6th of August. That's probably like the one where you might want to give him, I don't know, maybe start him, give him 45 minutes, maybe bring him off the bench for 30 minutes. Who knows? Depends on his recovery. But I mean, that'll be pretty much, a week and a half, 2 weeks by the time we play Arsenal. So hopefully he'll be ready. But yeah, it's looking good. It looks like he's probably going to be available for the Burnley game, which is 3 weeks away. So he should probably be able to start that, to be honest with you. I would imagine 3 weeks.
Yes.
He's back in training today. 3 weeks. Surely he can start that.
Surely after 3 weeks he can get back into it there.
You think so?
See how it is, innit? I have to see how it is. I guess I kind of want to tiptoe with it a little bit because I don't want to fuck it and make it worse. But if he's in training for 3 weeks from now leading up until that Burnley game, then surely he's ready.
Yeah. Well, actually, I had a theory. I had a little conspiracy, actually. I don't know what you think of this take. I was speaking to Hugh on the stream the other day that I think maybe, because apparently he was meant to get surgery. He's not got surgery. I think maybe they've gone, bro, you're 32, 33. What's the point? Do you know what I mean?
So they're just saying, like, what's the point in getting this surgery? You're going to miss like a season.
Because you look at Calvin Phillips, right? What's Calvin Phillips, 26? So when he got his shoulder thing, right? And he's obviously had that problem before. Clearly, it's a recurring thing, and he don't want this to hinder him for the rest of his career because he could still play till he's 35. It's 9 years, right? So it's kind of like, bro, take the L this season, take the L for 6 months, go and get the surgery because then once you're back and you fit, that's it. Your shoulder's sorted out. You don't have to worry about it no more. But with Kevin De Bruyne, it's kind of like, well, you're getting the surgery, but you're 33. Is he 33 or 32?
Everything is 32, but he could be
32. So it's kind of like, what's the point? You know what I mean? Like, what's the point in getting surgery? Which, because surgery doesn't always fix you. You know what I mean? There are risks to surgery, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You could, something could go wrong in the surgery. It could prolong it. It might not like work or whatever. So I reckon my theory is potential situation is maybe they've just gone, but what's the fucking point, man? Do you know what I mean?
It could be that case, but then what if you're Kev, wouldn't you? Wouldn't you be like, nah, I want to prolong my career, not just keep getting injured?
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
There's no guarantee that, like you said, there's no guarantee that surgery works.
Well, exactly. Yeah, there's never a guarantee that surgery.
There's always the risk of it getting worse.
Correct. Yeah, there's risks to everything, isn't there? You know what I mean? And there's risk to surgery. So maybe they just thought, fuck it, what's the point? I mean, Kevin De Bruyne, how many games did he play last year? He played 49 games for City last year, 3,684 minutes. If we compare that in terms of like squad stats and where he was on the, let me just refresh that. There we go. He was our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He was our 6th most played player last year behind Akanji, Gundogan, Haaland, Ederson, Rodri. I really think, in my personal opinion, that Kevin De Bruyne, who's now 32 years old, injury-wise, he does get a few injuries. Every year he seems to get an injury or two. I mean, last year he had 3 injuries. The year before that he had 1 injury, but was out for 2 months. The year before that he was out for he had 4 injuries. So he does get injuries every season. So for me, I really think that we need to start managing those minutes a little more. I just don't think Kevin De Bruyne should be our 6th most played player anymore. I think we have to really, like, when we 2-0 up, and this 30 minutes to go, I think we have to start thinking to ourselves, this team really shouldn't bottle it from this position. Get him off, let him have rest. I'm looking at cup games. You know, he played Arsenal in the FA Cup, Bristol City. He played the full 90 minutes away. He played Burnley at home, you know, in the FA Cup. You know, I think this is where Phil Foden needs to be stepping in. Carabao Cup games. He played Liverpool at home 90 minutes. He played Southampton away 45 minutes. For me, my own opinion, and people can disagree, and they probably will. I just think we need to start managing him because I don't want it to become a proper issue, you know. Focus on the Champions League and focus on the Premier League and let Phil Foden really, really go ham in the Carabao Cup and the FA Cup in that position.
Yeah, Darcy in the chat says he's not an old man. Relax, he's still got it. I mean, yeah, he's still got it. That's not what we're talking about. It's more the sense of we don't want him to just be sidelined through injuries all the time. So manage his minutes like a little bit better.
Yeah, you got to ask your question. Bristol City away, right? Could Phil Foden not play in the attacking midfielder role? Bristol City.
I'd like to see Phil Foden a lot more this season playing that midfield role. I'm hoping we do it. Like, especially after Phil Foden came on for Kevin in the Champions League final and played in that midfield role.
Yeah.
Hopefully we get to see it a lot more this season.
Yeah, it's just being smart. It's just being clever. Like, you want to prolong, like you talking there about prolonging Kevin De Bruyne's career. Well, the way you do that is by managing his minutes. You know what I mean? And that's what we did with. That's what we've done with a lot of players. And we discussed this, didn't we? When we were speaking about signing Harry Kane, if you go back to when we were signing Harry Kane, and there was loads of people who were like, don't sign Kane, he's a fucking injury-prone guy. Well, the reason that he wouldn't be injury-prone at Manchester City is because we manage him. So I just think we need to manage him a little bit better. But and maybe this is the year that we will, now that Pep seemingly at this moment in time looks like he is going to full send Phil Foden into the middle, which, you know, I'm getting very, very happy about, you know?
Yeah. I'm gassed, man. We've only seen glimpses of what it can offer, so hopefully more to come with midfield Foden. But I'm buzzing that Kevin De Bruyne's back. It's mega.
Yeah, it is great news. Big up to Joe, by the way, in the chat. Says, yesterday, did you mention Elise is homegrown for the Champions League? Didn't mention that, bro. But yeah, you know, you are right, because apparently he come through the Chelsea ranks or the Reading ranks, can't remember. But yeah, I mean, yeah, he probably is homegrown. So yeah, you are right. What do you make of the Elise links, bro? Because obviously,
I like it. I think it's not like. Do you remember when we kind of had to reside on a signing that it isn't going to be like something that's going to blow everyone out of the water kind of thing? We spoke about it before. Like it was last week at some point. We all spoke about it, like just to like chill on the blockbuster signings. I think Elise is mint. The only thing about it is he's currently injured. That's the only like bit of an L that you're getting, because you're signing an injured player. It's a risk. You don't know how he's going to be after that. You don't know how long it's going to take him to get back into the swing of things. And you are losing these players.
Well, I checked it yesterday, and sort of like the latest he should be back, like worst case scenario, end of September. Okay. So this is kind of like 2 months.
Yeah.
But there is an international break in September, actually, weirdly. It's 2 months.
It's a 2-week one as well.
It's probably like a 2-week break, yeah. So it's probably like a month and a half of football he's going to miss.
Yeah, I like it. I've seen that apparently there's a rumoured release clause for 35 mil. I don't know how true it is.
Nobody knows what's going on there, bro.
It's another one, isn't it? It's another one. Why is nothing like black and white anymore? Like about these like release clauses, man. It's always a myth. It's always like there's no factual.
No one knows. I asked a guy called D, who's a Crystal Palace fan. Some of you guys might have seen him on some shows because he goes on. But I said, yo, what you saying about Elise? And he said the 35 million release clause thing is BS. It should have got removed last year, but there's contrasting reports about it. But I'm more certain that it has been removed. So, no, even Crystal Palace fans don't fully know what's going on, because like there's just contrasting information. Some people are saying it's been removed. Some people are saying it's 35 million. Some people are saying it's 55 million. Like, no one knows, man. Do you know?
Yeah, I like it, me. I think it's something that I'd go for. There's not really links to anyone else. We did go for that, like, kind of got linked to. Was it Danny Olmo we got linked to? And we got linked to someone else the next day. I can't remember who that was. And we were speaking about them. So I think I'd go for Elise. I like both Elise and Eze at Crystal Palace. So I think having Elise, I'd be buzzing.
Yeah, he actually, and then we've got a member chat here. Big up Felix Olive. He's from City's Academy. Elise, yeah. So he was at City's Academy, and then in 2015 he joined Chelsea's Academy. Then in 2016 he joined Reading's Academy, and then he joined Crystal Palace.
Ah, mad.
So, yeah, that's pretty mad, that really, isn't it?
That's pretty mad. As if he was in City's Academy.
Yeah, he was in City's academy. So I don't know how long he was at City for, because it doesn't say on transfer max how long he was at City for, but he left City in 2015. So I can't imagine that he was at City for very long, because he's only 21 or 22 or whatever.
Yeah, he must have got off.
How much would you pay for him? Given the fact he's injured, let's say worst case scenario is injured until the end of September. What was the max you'd pay for him?
What? And there's no release clause.
Well, just like what would you say? Yeah, say there's no release clause. Yeah, what would be?
I mean, I think the release clause is fair price if it does exist. I mean, I think that'd be sick. But I'd say around like in this market, you're gonna have to pay around 40 to 50 million pounds for him. He's young. He's got massive potential. I think I'd go for it. We're losing Mahrez and that, so I think I'd go for it. I think, and I think the clubs will be like, they'll know that City are in a bit of a desperate position. So yeah, I'd say I'd pay 40 to 50 for him.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. It's gone a bit quiet. Like it all popped off. Like Fabrizio popped it off a couple of days ago, and it like looked legit, and then it's just kind of gone quiet. So yeah, I'm not entirely sure what's going on with that one.
The only thing else I've seen is that apparently Chelsea are interested.
Yeah, Chelsea want him back apparently, but they've got pure wingers, man.
Oh, they've got bare players, man.
I don't know what they're doing, innit? So I'm not 100% sure what's going on there. Yeah, so I don't know.
Bro, have you seen Twitter?
Yeah, it's X now, isn't it?
The fuck is that?
Yeah, Elon's rebranded Twitter as X. So it's going to be like a all-in-one app. It's not just going to be Twitter anymore. It's going to have like, I don't know. He wants to make it like a. So basically, there's a thing in China called WeChat, and it's like an app, but like you can literally do everything on it. It's like, and that's what he wants to make. He wants to make X like the app. So basically, say like you can make bank payments for it as well.
What?
So like, say I wanted to send you a fiver, so that go to my bank, I could just go to your profile and click send money, send a fiver, boom, done.
That's mad.
Yeah, like he wants to make. I don't know, man. He wants to go back. You know what? He's a fucking. He wants to do shit in it, but yeah, it's now X.
Yeah, that's pretty wild.
Which is wild.
As if he killed the Twitter bird.
Yeah, Twitter bird's dead. You know.
So what is it now? Just gonna be called X.com or what? Like,
yeah,
it's gonna be called Twitter.
X.com. I'm not. Yeah, X.com takes you to Twitter, man. So.
Does it actually?
Yeah.
Right. Oh shit, it does.
Yeah, it's crazy that, isn't it?
Bro, I've been gone away for 4 days and fucking Twitter's in the bin.
Someone's got the @X as well. @X. And everyone's like, "You billionaire soon come, innit?" Because they're gonna have to buy the account off whoever's got the @X.
@X, yeah. Oh shit, yeah.
So
the person's got 26k followers, and his bio just very interesting times.
Yeah.
@X.
Yeah, it's kind of mad. But yeah, there we go.
Elon could probably just delete his account and then like he could probably just make his own @X.
Yeah, true. But yeah, that's pretty mad. Yeah, I seen the Kimmich quotes, Dylan, but obviously he did say that he wants to stay by him. So yeah, that's not really a thing. But yeah, I guess that's it for now. We'll probably go live later. There's some rumors about Ake, so we'll probably talk about that in a bit as well. Hopefully, we'll get some transfer news. We'll have a preview for tomorrow's game, Bayern Munich. That's going to be class. And yeah, man.
New kit's out as well. So a lot of people getting that new kit. I actually really like it, you know.
Yeah, it's nice. It's nice. Yeah,
I actually really like it. I think it's solid.
I know that like maybe some of the older people might not like it because it is a little bit like I think it is.
It's out there, isn't it?
Yeah, it's designed more for the younger people, but I do think it's quite nice. Actually, I do think it's quite nice, but. Yeah, we'll have a kit review. I think Q's doing a kit review on it. So
yeah, I've got it now. I'm gonna edit it.
Buzzing. Well, there you go.
I've received the clips.
The clips have been received. If you want something else to watch, there's a video that got uploaded this morning or yesterday. I can't remember now. They'll just sort of merging into one. It got uploaded this morning. I was at the Etihad. I've done a video at the Etihad Stadium, so go check that out. In fact, I'll put the link in the chat. I'll just spam it there. Go check that out. I'm outside the Etihad Stadium telling you what I think City need to do to be able to win the Champions League again. So go check it out. And yeah, kit review soon come. Bayern preview soon come. Ake news soon. Everything is soon come. So guys, make sure you drop a like on the stream. Subscribe to the channel as well if you are new. And we'll see you later on. See you in a bit.
See you in a bit.